afternoon, my name is Alena Shautsova. I'm an immigration attorney from Brooklyn, New York. And in today's video, I would like to provide you with a recap of the most interesting and important immigration news that happened during past week. Well, first of all, we're going to start with the announcement that USCIS premium processing fees are going up significantly. Premium processing is available for mostly employment-related cases. And currently, today, the fee to file for premium processing is $1,440. Starting tomorrow, October 19th, is going to be $2,500 or $2,500. The fee increase is not going to be as significant for only two types of cases. Is when employer is filing for a religious worker, R1 visa, or H2B potential beneficiary. In that particular situation, the premium fee processing is going to increase only to $1,500 or $60 more. Second news is that U.S. immigration courts are still going to be, most courts are still going to be closed for non-detained hearings, including October 30th. I expect next week to have to receive an announcement from EOIR as to what we're going to expect further. Will some courts be reopening, or again, we're going to see few further delays in adjudication of master and individual hearings in most immigration courts in the United States. But right now, for the most courts, the deadline when all non-detained hearings are canceled is October 30th, 2020, including October 30th, 2020. So for example, if you had a hearing scheduled on October 23rd, it's not going to take place if you're a non-detained person. For detained people, hearings are going forward. And of course, the most important situation, most important news is that October 23rd is a deadline to comment on some significant proposals coming from immigration court system related to filings for asylum, deadlines, and what would have to be included in asylum application. Proposal came out in the end of September, I believe on September 23rd, and here are the main points about that proposal. This information is relevant to those who are going to be in immigration court. Well, first of all, the proposal says to make a new deadline to file for asylum, withholding of removal, and relief under the Convention Against Torture for those who are going to be placed in asylum only or withholding only proceedings. For example, asylum only proceedings will be available to somebody who entered on a visa waiver program and now is requesting asylum in the United States. Withholding only proceedings will be used by someone who already has an order of deportation or removal and now would like to assert new fear of coming or returning back home to their home country. These are just a couple of examples. So currently the regulations do not state when exactly the person has to file their asylum application, Form I-589. The new proposals state or propose that it should happen within 15 days of the person's first court hearing, 15 days or 2 weeks. And if the person does not comply with that deadline or does not receive an adjournment, extension of the deadline coming from the immigration judge, an immigration judge has to approve such a request, a person will lose their chance of submitting the application. Also, the proposed regulations are going to change the way we submit applications for asylum, withholding of removal, and Convention Against Torture in immigration courts. You may be aware that currently, if you would like to file for asylum with USCIS, you have to be very careful filling out the form. If you miss some questions, omit some information, even if logically it calls for empty field, your application will be rejected. Similar proposal now is coming for immigration court. It says that basically incomplete applications that do not have all the field on the form marked and filled out, do not have necessary attachments, will be rejected. And a person, the most important thing is that the person will have 30 days from the date of the rejection to correct application. Right now, there is no such a deadline. Of course, a person typically would like to correct the mistake or alleged mistake as soon as possible, right? So that a person's time for employment authorization eligibility will start as soon as possible. Well, now there is a deadline of 30 days. And again, without a good cause, if a person misses that deadline, a person will be regarded as missed their opportunity to submit an application for asylum. It's very, very important. 30 days from the date of the rejection. Also, under current regulation, if immigration court does not reject or does not mail you back the application that you submitted to them within 30 days, it is deemed accepted. Okay, 30 days of mailing, it is deemed accepted. So regulations, proposed regulations, would like to get rid of this provision at all, meaning that immigration court may reject your application much later than 30 days after you submit it. So you have to keep your eye on your mail. Okay, that's very important. And another very important change that is proposed for adjudication of the asylum claims in immigration court is that 180-day deadline to do so. So current Attorney General is set on making immigration judges to make decisions on asylum applications for withholding of removal and reliefs on the Convention Against Torture within 180 days of filing. Very important. Basically, a person, of course, will lose their eligibility to even file for unemployment authorization, even if we apply current or traditional deadlines for employment authorization eligibility of 180 days. Basically, we probably will see that this trend, if of course the current administration is going to stay in the White House, that asylum applications would have to be adjudicated within 180 days in immigration court. It's very important if you are one of the persons who may be affected by this. Basically, you're thinking about filing for asylum. You filed for asylum and you are afraid that there may be a referral to court. Now you need to know that it's possible, very possible, that judges would have to adjudicate asylum claims within 180 days. So the deadline for comments on this proposed rules, these rules are not in effect yet. They just were proposed. The deadline to comment on those rules is October 23rd. Okay, so these are all news that this is all news that I found to be interesting and important during this past week. And of course, if you have some questions, you would like to learn something, please comment, share, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon.